Hi, I'm Chris.
And I'm Jeremy.
And I'm Fergal.
And we're from Movie Smash.
Comic book movies are having a golden age right now with the MCU.
Movies based on comics aren't necessarily a new thing, but they're a big thing.
Join us every other Tuesday on Movie Smash.
We explore these movies and find some hidden gems.
Every other week, we revisit some of the best.
And some of the worst movies based on comics or graphic novels.
Was Green Lantern as bad as you remember?
Heck no!
Is Time Cop the most accurate time travel movie ever created?
Absolutely.
Was Mystery Men way ahead of its time?
Should they be revisited? Should they be forgotten?
Join us on Movie Smash and find out. Listen wherever you find your fine podcasts.
Welcome back to Rewind Rewatch. This is a 90s movie podcast. I am your co-host, Andrene.
And I'm the other co-host, Joel.
And we are siblings who are rewatching 90s movies and discussing how well they have aged. All of the movies that we cover have been requested by you all, the listeners. And at the end of the episode, what we will do is we will give it a rewind rating between 1 and 5, basically trying to determine whether or not we would want to rewatch this film again in the future. Today, we are talking about 1995's Waiting to Exhale. This is an R rating with a 2-hour and 4-minute runtime. Nice and long. And this was...
You know, there's like most of the movies we've covered have been 2 hours, and you still are like, this is so long.
Because you know how I feel about it.
I feel like that's like that was a normal movie time in the 90s.
It was.
People started making shorter movies now because we're watching them at home and because we have no attention span anymore.
Thanks, COVID. So, this is requested by Tanea and Thwip Stickers.
Shout out to them, both.
TNT.
TNT.
So, before I ask about your one-sentence summary, the one thing that I didn't realize going into this film was that it was directed by Forrest Whitaker.
I did not realize that either until the opening credits started, and I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. I didn't even know he directed. So
Right. I was confused and also surprised and pleased. I don't know. Anyway.
Shout out to Forrest Whitaker.
Shout out to him. Before we get into who is in this movie, in one sentence, how would you summarize Waiting to Exhale?
Four black women in their early 30s discover how to four black women in their early 30s struggle with the realities of being single.
Yeah. So, like you said, there's 4 different women here. It's starring Whitney Houston, who, I mean, is Whitney Houston.
Not anymore, she isn't.
Well, yes, but this is a name that most people, if not everyone listening to this podcast, knows and is aware of. As far as her films, the 3 that I think of outside of this one are The Bodyguard, The Preacher's Wife, and then Cinderella with Brandy.
Oh, I forgot all about that one. Yeah, I was definitely thinking of the first 2, but then I would have thought of this. So
yeah, I've never actually seen The Bodyguard.
I've never seen it either, but I've also heard it's not very good. So, I mean, I've heard the song.
Well, that's all you need to know.
I feel like that's really all there is to it. But hey, who knows? We might get around to watching it for this podcast. So
yeah.
Never say never.
I mean, honestly, all 3 of those movies are from the 90s. So we shall see. Moving on, we have Bernadine, and that character is played by Angela Bassett. I feel like we've mentioned her before, but I'm trying
Well, she was in Boys in the Hood.
Okay. I'm like, I know we talked about her at some point, and I couldn't quite remember where. But yeah, I mean, she's...
And she was also in Kindergarten Cop.
Oh, she was the flight attendant, right?
Very briefly, but she is technically in that movie.
Yeah, so, you know, she was in The Score, The Black Panthers most recently.
The Score is fantastic, by the way.
I feel like I may have seen that one, but I can't quite remember.
That movie's great. That's Ed Norton and Robert De Niro. Yeah, that movie's very good. It's a heist film.
I might need to check that one out. And then the first thing I think about is how Stella got her groove back, because that's what I think of when I think of the 90s, at least. Angela Bassett is what I think of.
Yeah, I mean, I always think of what's love got to do with it, number one. And then I don't really think about this movie. But
interesting.
Yeah, she is in. I mean, I think about more so the gif of her walking away from the burning car.
Well, yes.
Like that is more so, but not like anything else. Like I didn't remember anything else about her character other than the first 20 minutes. And
That's fair enough.
Everything else, I was like, oh, wait, what? What happens to her after she ruins her husband's things?
Like, wait, yeah.
I didn't remember anything else.
Wait, she's cutting her hair? What's happening?
No, yeah, I did not. I had no memory of the big chop. But yeah, she's doing a lot. She's arguably the main character, but I don't know. They do spend, I think, equal amount of time with all four of them.
Yes.
But Bernadine's story is the most dramatic,
compelling.
So I feel like she's the one that you're kind of paying the most attention to, or maybe that was just my own bias. But
okay. And then we have Loretta Devine next. She plays Gloria, and we briefly touched on her back when we did Urban Legend, because she played the security guard at the school.
She was a terrible security guard.
And she was in, Crash, Boston Public, and then most recently she has a Netflix show, Family Reunion.
She was the mom on the Carmichael show too, I believe. I like that show. Yeah, with David Allen Greer, I think was the dad.
I may have seen like one episode. I didn't really watch
it. It wasn't really that popular, but it's quality sitcom.
Okay.
Yeah, Loretta Devine's just in mad things too. She's just like,
that's the thing. You see her so often.
She's always around. Yeah, she's just doing Loretta Devine things.
Lastly, we have Robin.
Leela Rashawn.
Yes.
And we covered her briefly on Boomerang.
Correct. So when I think of her, Why Do Fools Fall in Love is a big one from the 90s. She also was in Any Given Sunday. And, her character, when I think about her, it's like a toned down version of Samantha from Sex and the City.
Very toned down.
Yes. Like I said, toned down. But like, as far as like the friend group, like she's the one who's just like, who cares, honey? Do you? Like, she just has that type of energy where it's like, I'm down for whatever you want to do, kind of a friend.
Yes. And also, like, it's also not really working for her. So then it's also like, wait, where is this even coming from? Like Robin. So yeah, this Robin character, we might as well just get into it because this Robin character to me was the one who seemed the most lost. Like she just kind of seemed dumb to me. Like her whole character was just dumb. It was like, what are you even doing? Like, first we see her with the detective from The Wire, who's like, oh, Michael. Yeah, I'm forgetting his name.
Wendell Pierce?
Wendell Pierce, yes. The detective who's not McNulty. But basically, she's like, oh yeah, this guy, I work with him and he hit on me, so now I'm just gonna like sleep with him. But she's like disgusted by him. She calls him a human submarine sandwich, which is absolutely insane. Like a crazy thing to call somebody. But then it's like, well, why are you sleeping with this man? And then we see her like get into a whole relationship with a man who's married, who has a whole family. And so like she's like doing all these things that don't really make any sense and then complaining about it after the fact. But we never see a turning point for her character where she like figures anything out. So it's just like,
I mean, at the end, kind of.
She just like stops seeing all these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And decides to be a mom and just do it on her own.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah.
But I have to talk about this whole Michael situation because it takes a lot for me to cringe when I'm watching something. Generally speaking, like I watch a lot and stomach a lot, but just the way they portrayed him, like when he was on top of her and he's like sweating bullets and he's like, just everything about him was just so gross. I kept like grabbing my neck. Like I was just like, this is so disgusting to watch because like you said, she's not into this guy at all. And she's like pretending, if I close my eyes really tight and close my legs and pretend he's someone else, I guess it'll be okay. And I'm like, girl, like.
Well, she wasn't closing her legs, but yeah.
She said she was squeezing her pelvis
squeezing her pelvis really tight.
Like the whole thing was just so gross. Like he comes over here.
But it's also like, what's the point of this? Like, why are you doing any of this?
Because I guess my thinking is he's the opposite of the guy she typically dates. Like he is actually available. He does actually have a job. He can provide her with the things that she wants because she kept saying over and over how she wants a home in Scottsdale. He's like, I have that. She wants kids. He's like, I can do that. You know, she wants.
He has a nice job.
They work in the same place. And also, like, I will say, so at first, after they have this, 5-second sex, and he's like, pow, yeah, how was that? And she was
like 20.
And he's like 20. She was like, how was what, bro? First of all, I couldn't feel anything. That's number one. Number two, like, it was over so quickly. And I was ready to be like, this guy, like, he didn't bring a condom. Like, I was like, I don't like this guy at all. So I was already annoyed. But then he turns over and it's kind of like, well, what can I do for you? What is it that you want? And I'm like, oh, he's actually a nice guy. And he doesn't really fit, I guess, physically what she would be attracted to. But at least he's putting in the effort. And he's like, what can I do to make you happy? Blah, blah, blah. So I think for her, it was like, I mean, he's not typically my type, but he basically would fit, I guess, her idea of like what a stable man would look like. And so maybe she's giving it a go. Like, okay, he's not really my type, but he can provide these things for me. And, the whole I'm getting older thing, I want to be a mom thing.
Yeah, I think you're giving her a lot of credit here.
I was trying to because the rest of the guys that she's dating, okay, let's talk about these other.
Nah, I mean, because that's the other thing. It's like, yes, in theory, that makes sense. This is not the type of guy I'd usually date, blah, blah. But I feel like if you're describing someone in your head as a human sub, then that's probably not the guy. Also, when he's like, hey, she's like, I'm just reaching a point where I need to have what I'm looking for. He's like, what are you looking for? A man with a house in Scottsdale. And then she's like, oh, I want to have a husband and kids, and I want to go out on dates. It's like, this is the grand plan. Like, this is such a basic ass.
It was very basic.
Like, your dream is mad basic, and you could get this from like literally anyone. So this is, I don't know. She just seemed like very simple to me. I couldn't get with her.
What about her man Troy? We didn't mention Troy.
The leather vest?
Yeah.
Troy is the man, dog. Troy is the man.
Every time we see Troy, he's either drinking, getting ready to drink, or getting ready to do cocaine.
He's turning up, man. He's living his life.
I suppose so.
She called him a crackhead.
She did.
She called him a crackhead. I'm like, oh, that's not really the same thing.
Yeah, that was a bit much. But yeah, he wasn't my idea of someone I would really want to date. He takes her to this party. He's out in public. He like bites her ass in public, which is crazy. And then the whole night that she's out, she sees him like buying drugs. It's clearly not really her scene. And she's like, I want to leave. They get back to the house and she's ready to rap him. She's like, you and I are not compatible, obviously. And then he's like, wait, but I want you to meet my mama. She's having a barbecue coming out in a couple days. And then she's like, I mean, it's only been 3 days. Why you want me to meet her? And he's like, well, I'm serious about you and blah, blah, blah. And because of all that, she completely like does a 180. And all of a sudden she's like, yeah, we can keep this going because you want me to meet your mom. Like, I couldn't understand. It was bizarre.
I'm telling you, this character is mad simple, bro. Like, she was so basic that I was just like, this girl stinks. But, I also can't say she was like completely unrealistic because some people are just basic. So I guess that's the purpose she was meant to serve in this film. But yeah, that was super dumb. And also, like, this man's been annoying you the whole night. You're like, please just take me home. The ride home, he's like making off-color jokes that she's not laughing at.
Yeah.
So then it's like, how does he end up in your apartment at the end of the night? Like, thanks for the ride. I'm going upstairs.
You're right.
You're inviting him up after this?
Yeah.
So she's a dummy. And then her like the relationship that she finally feels is like the most successful of the three. Because mind you, the first guy, the dude from The Wire, he dumps her.
No, I thought no. She dumped him because remember,
Oh, that's right.
They had a business meeting and she was giving a presentation and he basically like questioned something that she said, and then she's like, "That's the last time he'll get a whiff of this." And I was like, "Okay, you're mad because he's doing his job."
Yeah,
that to me just seemed to be like very reactionary. I didn't really care for that. But then,
oh, that's right. She dumped him, and then she
they
saw
go
him out with another girl,
and then she's jealous.
And she got jealous,
which is like, why do I care what this man is doing? Like, we hung out one time. Who cares? I don't really get the whole jealousy.
Nah, she
thing.
Sucks. Robin sucks. Get her out of here.
And then one more thing about why Robin sucks. When we're talking about Russell is played by Leon.
Just Leon, baby.
And we mentioned Leon in our Cool
Runnings.
Runnings episode.
Leon's the man.
Russell is this guy. Now I got the idea that towards the end, when she's talking to Whitney Houston's character, Savannah, she's telling her this story about how, there was a woman who moved for a man and...
Right, a woman that she saw on Oprah.
Yeah. Well, it had to be on Oprah or Sally.
Right. It was a story
then.
I saw on TV once.
And this woman moves for this man, knowing he was married, by the way, so she knew. And he kept telling her he was going to leave his wife. And 3 months after she's out there, she finds out that she's pregnant. And then, of course, when she realizes he's not going to leave his wife, she ends up having an abortion. She regrets it. Never told anybody about it until this moment.
She never ever told a soul. Not even her mama. She never looked at men quite the same again.
And then at the very end of the film, we see that she is pregnant yet again. And... throughout the movie, Russell keeps jerking her chain, right? Like, he'll come over, they hook up, and then next thing you know, she's mad at him, like, oh, she's never going to leave his wife. I'm done with him. And then she's dating all these other losers along the way.
Right.
But Russell is always coming back over to the house. They get into a fight. He comes back over, whatever.
Because he's fine.
Apparently, yes. And towards the end, he comes back over again saying like, oh, yeah, I got rid of that bitch. It's over. Like, I'm here. And then she's like, no, you can't come in. He's like, what are you reading? And she's reading like some book about, what to expect basically. And he finds out that she's pregnant. Russell, of course, flips again. And he's like, well, it ain't mine.
Of course.
It's like, you just come over here to say that you're leaving your wife for me, but all of a sudden it's not yours. Okay, fine. And she finally, like I said, owns up and decides to be a mom and say, okay, I'm done with you. But I'm like, so the way I read it was, this is the second time you've been pregnant with Russell's kid.
Or with a married man's kid.
Either way,
maybe it's a different married man.
I assumed it was Russell because the way they were talking about him throughout the film was like he was the one that was like been around for a while.
Yeah, this confused me because I'm like, when she admits to Savannah that like, oh yeah, then she had an abortion and never told anybody, and then she's like, what? Girl, what is happening here? Like, who's this girl? She's like, well, I wasn't on Oprah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh. This is you. But then she says, well, after that, I never looked at men the same again. But it's like, so you just continued to date married men? Like, what? Like,
Joel.
You never looked at men the same again, but you're making all the same mistakes?
The same mistakes.
It doesn't make any sense. Make it make sense. So my read was that this was the same situation. And then she's basically like projecting that she's going to have this abortion. But then at the end, she decides not to. Which would be better.
Oh, maybe.
Which would be better than her having the same situation happen twice.
I thought this was take 2.
Yeah, that would be crazy. All of this is crazy. Like, Robin is just crazy.
All right, so enough of Robin.
And she plays a dummy in Boomerang too. Because she was the one.
The dog?
Yeah, she was the one who he was like, have you seen my dog? My dog's so... Yeah.
Well... because she's the quote unquote hot one, right? So typically in the 90s,
she was hot.
But in the 90s, like a lot of times that was like that trope. It's like if you're good looking,
the one who looks like a model, is
you can't possibly have
right.
any brains,
of course,
because women can't be both. We all know that.
She had a good job though. She was smart enough,
book smart,
yeah,
or
she was smart in her job. She just was not smart with dating.
Not at all. All right, let's move on to Bernadine, who is Angela Bassett's character. Bernadine.
This is the driving force. This is the most memorable thing that sticks in your mind when you think about this movie.
It does, because again, when I thought about this movie watching it, the only other thing I could think about that made me feel like this was when we talked about First Wives Club, when one of the wives is in the hotel with Seventh Heaven, Seventh Heaven pops, and finds out that he's smashing their therapist. Like, it's to that level of disrespect. So basically, she's at home getting ready to go to a party with her husband, a work party at that. And the husband, the way he comes in, he's basically like, he says to her, hey, like, you know, would you mind terribly if you didn't go to this party tonight? And so she lights up because in her mind, she was just saying, another one of these boring work affairs I have to go to. So she's thinking like, oh, we're going to blow this party off and like do something together. Whether it's stay home with the kids or go on a date, something with her husband. Or just not
go to this party.
Right. And then she's like, oh yeah, she turns around smiling, like, that would be great. And then he's like, yeah, because she doesn't want to be alone tonight. And why should she be? I was like, wait, what?
Nah, this is insane. It's so insane. Like, I feel like, and I'm talking about her husband here, but I'm also just talking about the men in this film in general. Like, I feel like so many of them were just so like over the top awful. Like this guy, man. It's the fact that
John is his name.
It's the fact that like you're literally waiting until she's getting ready to go to this party. You're already dressed, and then you come in and you're like, "Oh, by the way, I'm leaving you for this other woman, and also I want to take her to the party. Thank you, bye." It's like you could have had this conversation like 2 hours ago, or like
any other time.
Literally any other time. Like it's 20 minutes before you're about to go to this party.
Well, his explanation is that the side piece called him crying, said she didn't want to be alone. So that's why he's doing it now, which is not much of an excuse, but at least that's what he's telling his wife.
And he says, I'm leaving you for her. After 11 years and 2 kids together, I'm like, this is the time that he decides to make this. It was just so ridiculous. I'm like, come on, man. Like, there was nothing about his character felt like a real person. It was just like, this is a bad guy.
Yes.
Who leaves his wife for a white woman.
Yeah, well, yes. And also back then, that was like one of the things that I feel like I remember from this film was the fact that not only did he leave her, but because she was white. Like, it was like this shocking, jarring idea. And it's because it's like, you know, his wife is the one who helped him build the company.
Of course.
And I don't know if you caught this, but earlier on in the movie, they have this radio DJ and he's basically talking about New Year's resolutions. And they have like it sounds like different callers calling in with what their resolution would be. And it sounds as if each one of the 4 callers is one of the female characters. And one of them, who sounds like Bernadine, says, yes, this year, you know, I want to start that catering business I keep putting off. So it's like this woman has a master's in business, has this dream to start her own catering company, but instead she's helping her husband get his company off the ground. And while this is going on, he ends up falling for his secretary. And she's like, bro, like, how could you do this to me? And I also think that, particularly in the 90s, there's a big, and probably maybe even now for some people, like for me, I feel like love who you love. Like, I don't care either way who you're going to marry. But it's like, if you're a black woman and you're leaving me for a white woman, there's something there that's almost like, I don't know. I think part of it comes from the idea of we're already so different. It's like the fact that you are like marrying or leaving me for someone that's so opposite of what I am, it kind of hurts a little bit more because it's like,
of course,
yes, another black woman would still hurt, but it's also like, bro, like I'm not a white woman.
Yeah,
I'm not in that business space. I'm not, you know, like something about it is just.
Well, I think it's the fact of now you've basically. You know, it's like when Kanye says that when he get on, he leave your ass for a white girl.
Now
like
you've arrived.
Like the whole concept is like, oh, like you were with me when you were on the grind, and now that you feel like you've made it, you actually don't want to be with a black woman anymore. So it's like, oh, you actually never really respected me, and now you feel like you have the gaze of white people, and now you're taking your opportunity to be accepted.
And that's why I kept calling him Uncle Tom.
Of course.
throughout the film.
Of
It's
course.
like that's what you're doing. It's like you feel like, oh, now I've arrived.
I don't see how you can leave your black wife for a white woman and it not look crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe this is just my own perspective coming in. It 100% is. But I'm just saying from my perspective as a black man, it's like, yeah, that looks crazy to me. And I'm not a black woman. So, this is just what it is.
Yeah.
But I will say, with that in mind, like, this is the driving dramatic piece of this, like, whole film. It's like, oh, this guy, he cheated on his wife and she has 2 kids with him and now he's leaving her for this white woman and he's so bad and he's a cheating bastard. And then throughout the rest of the movie, we're meeting all these characters that are sleeping with married men. So then it's like,
yes.
okay, so like, is cheating bad or not?
Yes.
Or is it only bad when it happens with a white girl? Like, I was very confused by that.
That was the problem that I had as well, particularly with Bernadine, because later on we see her, she's out at this happy hour with the other 3 ladies.
It's a pretty sad hour, actually.
And but people are dancing, people are having a good time.
Oh, that one.
Yeah,
Okay. I think you were talking about
not
the Wesley Snipes.
Oh, no. She's out with the ladies. No, we'll get to Blade later.
Yeah. His name was Blade.
We'll get to him later.
Yeah.
But
funny.
but yes, she's at this happy hour with the ladies, and they see there's some pro athlete guy there, or he's retired and now he's doing like sports broadcasting or something.
That's right.
And they're like, oh, he's over there, and she's like, oh, I'm about to go dance with him. And they're like, oh, like, he's married. And she's like, I'm just dancing. It's not a big deal. That's how it starts. Then they start dancing on each other. And at one point, she comes back over to the ladies and she's like, all I know is that if his wife is home tonight, she should be worried about me or something. And I was like, oh, that's kind of gross.
And then Layla Rashawn's like, yes, girl.
And Robin's, like, yeah, do what you got to do.
The dummy
blah, blah,
of the
blah.
group. Of
And
course,
then-
she's taking her advice.
And then later on, it comes out that apparently she sleeps with this man because when she's out with Savannah, they're out watching some ostriches race. I don't know what that was. They're out there watching this race going on, and Savannah kind of looks at her.
I thought it was Gloria. It wasn't?
Maybe it was.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Maybe it was Gloria, but she's talking to one of the ladies, and she basically admits to them like, we did have sex, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, oh, come on. And she's like, don't look at me like that. I'm lonely. Like, I'm not like you. That's right. It was Gloria.
Yeah.
I need a man in my bed. And it's like, okay. So I'm like, wait a second here. So your husband cheats on you with the white woman. And to be fair, the way she treated this woman, I wasn't really here for it. Like, she
Oh, when she smacks her in the face?
Would you mind terribly if I had a few words with my husband? Oh, what the hell are you doing?
She bitch slaps her, first of all, which is like, bro, I can just sue you. Like, that's insane.
Well, that was also just like the projection of like, if I'm a black woman watching this movie, this is what I wish I could do to some white woman. Like, that's really what
But
this
on
was.
the flip side, I felt almost like, but now we're feeding into this stereotype that like the angry black woman.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I didn't like.
Yeah.
I didn't like that at all. We can't control our emotions.
I mean, this is a movie chock full of stereotypes.
Right. But I didn't like it. That's what I'm saying. I didn't like that. And also, it's like every time I mention her, it's like, oh, that bitch, that. And I'm like, bro, you know that he cheated on you. Like, I feel like this woman doesn't owe you anything. I'm not saying you should be cheating with a married man, but like, y'all are all doing it. So should the wife be talking to her friends about you and calling you that black bitch or that bitch or whatever and smacking you across your face?
Yes.
It's the same thing.
This is the crazy part.
It's the same thing.
This is the crazy part. And I feel like there was no sense of guilt from the women in the movie. It was more so just like, oh, it wasn't like this is wrong that you're sleeping with this married man. It was more so like, oh, sleeping with this married man is not good because he's not going to leave his wife.
Yeah.
Like, that was more so what the movie is telling us is like, oh, if you sleep with a married man and he says he's going to leave his wife, girl, they never do. But it was never like, hey, maybe don't sleep with this married man. That was never the story that
unless
the movie's
you're a
trying to
white
tell.
woman.
Of course.
That's the caveat.
Of course.
Yeah. So
but it's like, yeah, your whole life is upended because your husband cheated on you, and then you're out here doing the same thing.
Yeah, I think
Savannah's doing it. Robin's doing it. Everybody sleeps with a married man in this movie except for Loretta Devine.
Gloria was the best character for that reason. As far as like morally, she was the one that was always like the voice of reason. Like when Bernadine wants to call the house and like curse out the white lady, she's like, no, don't do it. You're being reactionary, or like you're drunk, and like this is stupid and childish is what she tells her. And she's like, but I gotta tell her how I feel. This woman does not care how you feel, bro.
No,
she's living in your house.
She already stole your husband.
They're living in like, one of his many properties somewhere in Scottsdale. Like, she does not care about you.
Well, that's the other thing I didn't like too about like what message is this movie trying to get across, because it's like we have 4 characters, 3 of them are sleeping with married men, and the one that isn't apparently hasn't had sex in a decade.
Yeah.
So it's like either you got to go out and get you some, just regardless of whether the guy's already taken, or you're never going to have sex. It's like, come on, man, this is ridiculous.
Those are your choices.
Those are your options. And these women are like 32 years old.
Married men or none at all.
Or none for 10 years.
Wait, so before...
And she's like, oh, I just miss... And the whole time she's like desperately trying to sleep with her ex-husband who left the family.
Gus Fring.
Yeah. Gus Fring is like, he basically like left you and your son. And then he's like kind of now trying to come back around and reconnect. The son is like, I actually kind of don't want anything to do with him because he left 17.
Us. He's like, I don't want to see
it's too late
now.
now. Like, I'm basically like about to graduate from high school.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, just give him a chance. But really just wants to get him in the house. And he comes over like, yo, where's Tariq? And she's like, oh, he's not coming back till tomorrow. Do you want to just stay here? He's like, what? He's like, I'm leaving. Like, I came here to see our son.
What was funny?
It was so ridiculous.
Clearly, I was laughing my head off because I was like, girl, this is not the way you do it.
You want some wine?
Yeah, he comes over and she's trying to like get him drunk. She's trying to like lure him into the bedroom.
But this is what you don't do. You don't set up like this romantic candlelit wine and strawberries under the guise of, do you want to come see our son? Like, that's a completely different vibe that you're throwing out. And then he comes over, he's like, what the hell is all of this? Where's our son? But
here's the thing. The first time he sees her, he comes over, sits on the couch, and she's pouring the wine. And he says, oh, you're looking healthy. Really, if a man says that to you, he does not want to sleep with you, ladies. This is my PSA.
He might.
If a man says, hey, you're looking healthy.
He might.
No.
He might.
Sexy, cute. You're looking beautiful, ravishing.
You look good.
Something.
You look ravishing.
Ravishing?
If he says you look ravishing, he's a creep. You shouldn't sleep with him either, ladies.
Unless he's married.
Oh, right. If he's married, then it's fine. Of course.
But yeah, he came in with that earring in his ear, and he's looking at her, and she hints at the fact that...
Oh, right. That was supposed to be a giveaway. It's the 90s.
Yes.
Right.
So as soon as the earring comes in, I was like, wait a minute. I didn't remember. I'm like, he's supposed to be a gay man? And again, this is not what Andrene would just think, but I'm thinking the fact that he put this in the movie, I was like, are they trying to tell us that he's gay? And sure enough, they were. Because then it comes out that he says to her, for some time now, I thought I was bisexual, but actually, I'm gay, is what he tells her.
Well, this is the crazy part. He says, Gloria, I've been bisexual for years, but I'm not anymore. Mm-hmm. I'm gay.
Yeah.
I'm like, is that how this works? Like, I'm not like...
I don't know.
I'm not like completely like, super aware of exactly how all of this works, but I feel like, is that how this works? Like...
I feel like
he just decided one day, like, I'm not bisexual anymore.
I'm off women. Forget it now.
Yeah, like I'm going cold turkey.
Yeah, I mean, I think so I've had friends who came out as bisexual and then later came out as gay or lesbian. I think that was more like dipping their toe in the water to be like, hey,
I might like this other thing.
Yeah. I think maybe that's a way of like slowly like coming out of the closet and letting people know.
Okay. So it is how it works.
I'm not saying it's how it works. I'm not going to presume to say that.
It's how it can work.
But like, yeah, I definitely have had friends like say that they were bisexual first, and then like a couple years later they were like, yeah, actually, I'm just full on whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like also the fact that this movie came out in 1995, like their handling of this situation is pretty clunky, but probably as good as you could expect from a movie from 1995.
I mean, even when Tariq is
Tariq.
What's Tyreek from?
I don't know.
So-
Tyreek Hill from the NFL.
So why could Tyreek? Tariq finds out that, his pops is gay and he's not really handling that well. He starts saying all types of crazy slurs and whatnot. And
I feel like this slur comes up in like every movie we watch now. I'm like, wow, people were throwing around this word a lot in the 90s.
In the 90s, that's what people would say all the time. It's gross. And he can't really understand. He can't really get what's going on. But earlier on in the film, he mentions that, like you said, that his father had slept apparently in the bed with the mom. And so my initial thought was, oh, they're still having sex occasionally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But when he comes over to talk, the husband or ex-husband comes over to talk to Gloria, he basically says to her, like, come on, like it didn't work last time, or like you tried this last time and like it didn't work.
Yeah.
So I was like, bro, you've been throwing yourself at this man every, 6 months he happens to stop by the house, or maybe even longer than that.
Yeah.
It's not working. So at what point do you think, like, maybe I need to stop? And like you said, it's been 10 years. So I get that she's trying. And maybe for her, it's like, been there, done that. I guess I'll try to go back to what I know. But it's like, girl, like, this man has no interest in you at all.
It's interesting because I feel like when I think about, like, I'm 38. So watching this movie now, I feel like the way that they're carrying on this movie, you would think they're like in their 40s. But it's like they're, at one point, Savannah, Whitney Houston's character, says, like, she's 33. And I'm like, oh, like, they're not even that old.
Yeah.
I guess this probably felt a lot older 30 years ago to be, like, single at 33. But now that's, like, very normal. And so I feel like this, like, whole, like, sense of desperation that they're all feeling is like, I have to have this man. It's, like, so badly. It's just interesting how, like, times have changed where you would not, like, yes, people in their 30s want to have partnership, but I don't think it would have felt this desperate if this movie came out in like 2025. I did also want to go back to Bernadine though. Like we touched on this briefly, but like I feel like we have to like actually talk about this scene where she like burns all this man's stuff.
Oh yeah,
because
I love it. I freaking loved it. I'm sorry, I loved it.
Oh man, I feel like watching it this time. I feel like every time I've seen this movie, it feels more ridiculous than the last time I saw it. I watched this movie maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay.
So watching it again now, I was like, wow, like I remember this scene always feeling like she's getting revenge on this man who treated her like garbage. But watching it now, I just felt so over the top. Like she was just like overacting so bad. And I hate to say that because I love Angela Bassett, but I feel like she is like it's ridiculously over the top. At one point she says like 279 the amount of times we made love, and I only know because he was keeping track and he told me after time 51. I'm like, wait, what?
732, 732, the number of times we made love. I remember when that bastard told me he was counting right after 51.
What is going on here? Why is he?
Yeah, I didn't like that line.
Why is he counting all the times he had sex with his wife?
Yeah, that was
It's so weird.
But she had some valid points during that tirade. Like she was talking about the fact that
she had valid points.
I mean,
it's just it's very over the top.
Yeah, but also like she's hurt. Like she literally just found out last night.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta think like she slept in her makeup, in her clothes with a robe on, and woke up and now she's just like, you know what? About to burn all his stuff. Yeah. And then she starts thinking, of course, now it's like everything about him that used to get on your nerves before, oh boy, it's getting on your nerves now. Mm-hmm. So like his OCD, the way he dresses, the way everything about him is pissing her off. The fact that, their kids are the only 2 black kids in their school because he didn't want them to be corrupted by other black kids, which is crazy. It's like, I get wanting to be in a private school, but to like make it about a race thing versus a better school thing.
Nah, he's definitely like stereotypical bad guy. Yeah. And then after she burns all of his clothes in his sports car, she then has a yard sale.
Well,
where she's basically selling everything for $1, which is like a completely pointless price point. Like
Yes.
at that point, just give away the stuff for free.
That's literally what I was gonna say.
She has a $1 sign on his convertible. It's like, okay, well, if she's giving away his car for $1, why am I buying skis? Just give me the car. Are you sure this is $1?
That man's trying to go straight to Boulder, baby.
It's like, why would I be buying anything else? How is the car still sitting there? She's selling it for $1.
It was the last to go.
It was the last
People
thing.
are buying knickknacks. Yeah, that didn't make so.
I don't know. $1 seems kind of.
And that's why the
like,
next
just
scene,
give it all away, girl.
That's why the next scene didn't make any sense because she sells all of his things and then goes to the bank and is dismayed that he's emptied the accounts. But it's like, but you just sold all of his things.
Like all of it and burned all his clothes.
Did you think he wasn't going to empty the account?
It's like, oh yeah, well she could still take money out. It's
Hello,
like, girl.
And honestly, had she had just sold
Whatever bridges there were left, you burned them along with his car and his clothes.
had she just sold the items even at like a discount, she would have made mad money and been able to live off of a lot of that for a while. And I get that it was just like, I want to get rid of it. But again, just go to Goodwill and just dump it off there. Because this dollar thing, like to me,
It was so pointless.
it really hurt my soul. I'm like, girl, you better pocket this money, do something with it. So I didn't care for that. So one thing that actually, talking about Bernadine and going back to the first time we see her when he tells her about his side woman.
His main woman now.
Well, I don't know if you noticed this, but as they're arguing, like, and he comes out and tells her, like, because first she's like, okay, so you're going to bring her to this thing. Like, what's everyone going to think about you having a side piece there? And he's like, oh no, I'm leaving you for her. Because first it's kind of just like, oh, I'm cheating. It's like, okay, well, you're going to cheat. Maybe we can talk through this. But he's like, no, I'm leaving you. As he's saying that, in the background, the television is on, and you can hear it says, this is a test of the emergency broadcast system. And I was like, the fact that it's like telling you like an emergency is like brimming and coming up. Like, I just thought it was interesting that they had that playing on the television as he's telling her this news. And you could see like her just being like, wait, what is happening? Because I'm like, yeah, it's about to get crazy up in here.
All right, so let's talk about Savannah.
Yeah, God. So for me, first thing I want to say before I even get into her character too deeply is when I first pulled up this movie, I remembered it being about four women who I thought they were close friends. But as I'm watching it, it's like Savannah just moved here from another city.
From Denver.
She
says
for a new job.
She's moving from Denver to Phoenix because the men in Denver are dead.
Yeah, okay. So
Which is a reason to move to a new city, I guess.
Yes. So she moves to get her life back so she can exhale. And it seems as if the only woman she really knows is Bernadine because she calls her to say that she's in town. And initially she's staying at a hotel. The other women only know each other because Gloria is a hairstylist.
Right.
And the other women go to get their hair done from Gloria. So I'm watching it and I'm like, oh, I thought they were like friends from college or like close friends, and they're not. They just happen to live in the same city and know each other because they're getting their hair done.
Well, they're all bonding off of the fact that they don't have a man, which
Yes.
is really like the only connector that we have for these four women. Apparently, all their other friends are married, so then it's like, well, we'll just hang out and wallow in our single misery.
Fair enough. So we meet Savannah. She's coming into town and she has a blind date for New Year's Eve.
Lionel.
And this is a man that apparently they've been talking on the phone back and forth for a while. I'm not quite sure how they met, but the thing about her character that was interesting is throughout the film, she's constantly talking to God in her head about finding the right man, about how, you know, she's been waiting her whole life, basically like for the one, the idea of the one, right? And as she's out dancing with Lionel, a man that she just met, she's like, I closed my eyes and exhaled and pretended that he was the one I was waiting for. And so she's dancing. And I'm watching her dance with this man that she's just met. Mm-hmm. It's all very intimate and very familiar. Mm-hmm. Like, it's like, and I didn't mean like in a sexual way. It was just very much like how you would dance with your partner. Like, It was super close. It was slow.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is how y'all dance on a first date? This is how y'all dance with each other?
Well, she exhaled.
Did he as well? Because
he inhaled when he saw his other date there. Then he was like, ooh.
So they're dancing. She's exhaling, and then, and then all of a sudden, Denise comes up, and she's like, "Lionel, basically, I'm waiting for you all night to have a dance." And then he was like, "Oh, this is my friend Denise," and I'm like, "So did you double book, bro?"
No, he definitely double booked. He pulled
on New Year's.
He pulled the Fresh Prince.
That's crazy.
He pulled the Fresh Prince.
You can't double book on New Year's.
He's playing the game all wrong.
That made no sense to me. So that's man number one, and then we're like, okay, Lionel is out of the picture. Then we meet Michael. Michael is the dude that really doesn't have a job. He apparently he asked for gas money. She gave him a 20. She said gas was like, I don't know, 7, something cheap. And he didn't even give her the change.
Oh, right.
Like,
That's right.
He claims to be vegetarian, but he said he's eating hot dogs. Like, he just like, who is this man?
He's just saying whatever
Right.
he thinks she wants to hear, and actually it's all BS.
Right. But I think the worst thing about Michael is the fact that he is brushing his teeth with her toothbrush.
Oh, Michael.
That is disgusting.
Yo, but the thing about it is, like, all the guys in this movie, like Michael or like the submarine sandwich or Leon or whomever, like all the women in their like the narrative that we're hearing in their head, they're all describing these guys as awful, but then they're all just sleeping with them anyway. So it's like, what is this about? It's like you have to sleep with these awful men or you have to be Gloria.
Yes.
Like, I felt like it was just so a caricature. Also, you talked a little bit about the tone of the movie, and I feel like, number one, the tone is like very like sensual and romantic, but everyone in the movie's unhappy. So that was like throwing me off a little bit. Like the tone of the movie, even like the music choices, the way that the movie's shot, like this whispering narrative that each of the women is giving, it feels like you're reading like a romance novel.
Yeah, you're right.
Like it's basically like a romance. Well, this movie is based on a book, so it's like it very much felt like a cheesy romance novel. But all the characters felt like characters or caricatures. Like none of them felt like real people to me.
Not a lot of depth there for you.
They just didn't feel human. Like they just felt like. They felt like when you read a bad book and you're like, oh, like this is mad cheesy. These people don't feel real. Like it was like that, but in a movie.
Oh, what was that book that I read that felt like that? I read it because it was like the hype back in the day. The Gray.
Fly Girl?
No, 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh, 50 Shades of Grey.
That book was terrible.
They made that one into a movie too.
Well, yeah. I powered through because everyone was like, oh, this is great. And yeah, that's how I felt about that book. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, talking about Savannah. Oh, we didn't mention Kenneth, who's the main one, the Allstate man.
Well, yeah. So she has the first guy, Lionel. He double books, rap him. Then you have the guy that's using your toothbrush
and growling like.
And then they have sex, and he growls like an animal. She raps him, and then you have the Allstate man, Dennis Haysbert,
Kenneth, baby.
And this is the man who she knows from back home, who her mother is calling her every day, telling her to get in touch with. Despite the fact that this man is a married man, her mom is like, yo, get in touch with him anyway. Aren't you tired of being single? You can't have no man. Like, her mother is pushing this married man onto her, like, give him a call. The man calls her mother to get her number. And she's like, yo, did he call you yet?
It's crazy. It's
I'm
crazy.
Like, yo, what is happening in this movie, bro?
But again, I got another callback to First Wives Club. Not in the same way, but remember, Diane Keaton's character, her mom, wanted her to get back with her cheating ass husband because in her mind, like, it's better to have a man than none at all.
Right.
She didn't want her to be alone like she was alone.
But it's like, this man's already taken. Like, somebody else already has him.
For now.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But there's always that hope that he may leave his wife for you.
Again, this goes back to what I was saying earlier, but it's like, what message is this movie actually trying to tell us about infidelity? Because I feel like it's very unclear. I feel like we're getting very mixed messages. It's bad if you cheat as a married person, but if you're single,
and sleep with a married person, it's okay, unless you're a white woman. There you go.
Shout out to Terry McMillan.
There you go. That's I wrapped it up for you.
So the other thing is, because you mentioned Michael, who she's like hesitating. Oh, he's married. I can't do it. But then he comes to town. Kenneth. He comes to town. They hang out. They're vibing. He says, "Oh, you're the only woman I've ever loved." And she's like, "Oh, I think he's the only man I've ever loved." And then she sleeps with him. Mm-hmm. And I thought what was interesting is you have Wendell Pierce at the beginning, sweating.
Gross.
She's like, I can't even feel him inside me. Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. Then you have the
That was very Samantha-esque.
You have the man who's growling like a bear, right?
Michael.
So, like, all these guys, we're seeing, like, these terrible sex scenes. Mm-hmm. The only time we see what looks like good sex is when Savannah is sleeping with this married man, and when Robin is sleeping with Leon, who's also a married man. So
Russell,
I'm like, so the only time you have sex that's good is with the guy that's already taken. Yeah. Like, that's crazy.
I pointed that out too. So even when we talk about, we didn't get to this character yet, but later on, Gloria is able to hook up with her neighbor, who's really the only good guy in this entire film.
Yes.
And
shout out to Gregory Hines.
Gregory Hines plays the neighbor that she falls for. And even with them, even though they have a scene where they're talking and they're on the couch, when they're like getting ready to have sex, the camera just cuts. I was like, wait, where's our sex scene for them?
No, it's not hot and sexy because Loretta Devine's a big girl and Gregory Hines is over 40.
Like, to me, that was the one that you would want to see. From a romantic point of view.
To be clear, I'm completely being sarcastic. But I'm saying that is probably actually why they didn't show them having sex. Because it wasn't Layla Rashawn hooking up with Leon. Like, they only showed passionate sex for, like, the quote-unquote sexy couples. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, oh, like, this is just a regular black couple that's actually, like...
In a healthy
relationship. She's a single mom who's moving on. His wife passed. Mm-hmm. They're now like trying to reconnect and find a second love. And it's like cutscene. Yeah. We don't want to see this.
I was like, what?
He's not even married. Gross.
Yeah, I did not care for that at all. And like you said, like the whole idea of with available men, I guess. To be fair, those guys, I guess, weren't right for the women, but the sex was just so, not even clumsy. It was just like the women are just sitting there completely like unsatisfied. But I think that's part of the idea in the sense that this is probably a big reason why the women are staying with these men, because the sex is good. Mm. Because if Leon, not Leon, but Russell, Leon. if Leon and Allstate, man, we're both giving growling performances and sweating all over them and the women can't feel anything, then of course it'd be very easy to stop seeing them because what's even the point? But the fact is, it's like, this is why I can't stop seeing this man because, in the words of your boy from The Best Man, blow her back out.
Blow her back out.
That's what they were doing. So man. That's the difference.
Crazy.
The message is all skewed. It's all skewed. Because
I'm like, and the fact that like people were eating this book up enough for them to make a movie out of it, I'm just like, sheesh.
So I feel like we didn't really get into Gloria too much, so I want to talk about her character. So like we said before, she works at the hair salon. She's a single mom of Tariq. Tariq is played by Donald Faison. Who we know from Scrubs.
Clueless,
that is right. And Tariq, like we said, is getting ready to graduate high school. He wants to leave the country to go to Europe to play the saxophone with some orchestra. And Gloria doesn't really want him to go because Tariq is basically the only man in her life. And towards the end of the movie, she's able to admit the fact that she relies on him probably a little bit too much because as a single mom, not only is he her child, but he kind of doubles as the man of the house. And she relies on him emotionally. And now that he wants to leave, she can't really handle it because she's like, yo, you're going to go and leave me here all alone? And it's like, yes, he needs to live his own life. He's not supposed to be here forever with you, Mom. But for 10 years, it's been her and her baby son in the house. And eventually she ends up, having this love interest with
Gregory Hines.
Yes, Gregory Hines. Marvin is his name. And
I literally didn't know. I just know he was the neighbor. Like that was.
And
all
so
I
the
know.
first time she meets Marvin, it's interesting to me because she walks over and she sees him unloading this U-Haul truck, and she's trying to get information from him about the family moving in. And she quickly learns that he's moving in. His wife has passed, so he's there alone. He's available. And when she hears that, she starts looking at this man. I mean, she is licking her lips, looking at his butt, his package, his face, everything.
It's insane. Like she's literally fawning over this
yes,
man.
he's asking
clutching her pearls.
Clutching her pearls, literally. And he's asking her a question. She's not hearing any of it. And the first time I watched this, I'm like, she's doing a lot, and why? But then later on, we learned it's been 10 years since she's had some. So maybe that gives a little bit of more insight. As to why she's like, wait, he's available? And he's into me? Because he even mentioned, she's like, well, I'm a big girl, which again, why am I even saying?
She said, I probably shouldn't be eating all that food. I'm a big woman.
That's literally what she said. And he's like,
which is like a very strange way to flirt.
Yes. Because you're like, somewhat trying to put yourself down in a way because she said that she's gained weight.
Right.
She feels uncomfortable with her weight gain. So why are you doing this? And then he's like, well, my wife was the big woman. I was like, oh.
So that's when we get a close up on his mouth.
Yes.
Too.
So again, she's hearing green light.
I like big women.
Yeah. As he licks his lips.
Oh my God. You like big women?
Why do you sound just like her?
Loretta Devine is always just playing Loretta Devine. It's so funny, bro. Oh man.
So she gets very excited to hear this, and very quickly their relationship kind of starts to blossom. We see that he's often at her house or vice versa. It's like they're eating dinner together.
He's helping her out around the house. He's
Tariq
bonding with her son.
Yeah, like they're like a little family. Like
and he's the one that actually tells her to let him go on this trip because she was basically scared to let him leave the house because she didn't want to lose her man.
Which is sad.
And, on the one hand, it's like, oh, she took Marvin's advice.
Yeah.
On the other hand, maybe she only let him go because she found another guy.
That's exactly why I think
so it's
she did.
like, which she still doesn't really get it.
Which is really sad. Because I'm thinking Tariq's character, he's going to be the type of guy who is so much of a mama's boy in the sense that he's been coddled his entire life, right? So now if he's to meet someone and start dating, like does he even have the wherewithal to navigate that relationship and know how to have a healthy relationship? Because you've basically had to be your father and / husband to your mother. Like it's all very weird. It's all very weird. So I mean, I'm glad she got someone, but like you said, is she just kind of replacing one for the other? That's very possible. But I'm gonna be positive about thinking about her relationship because I feel like, she's put in her time and she put in her 10 years, and now she
did her bit.
And then she waited. She didn't smash any married men, and she waited for her prince.
And actually, she is the only one at the end of the movie that has a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else is single.
Yeah, you're right.
So the last thing, Savannah and the Allstate man. She sleeps with him. At one point, I think she has a conversation that changes her mind. I can't remember exactly what the conversation was or who it was with. But she goes from like being complicit in this, like he comes and sees me and I'm the side woman, to at some point feeling like I can't do this anymore.
I think it was talking to Robin about the abortion.
That's what it was, right. So she's basically like, does a complete 180 and he's like, yo, where's this coming from? Mm-hmm. And she's like, "You're never gonna leave me, blah, blah, blah. You're not gonna leave your wife for me, da, da, da. You need to go." A couple things I wanted to point out here. Number one, up to this point, all the scenes with Savannah and this man are very romantic. So I'm like, are we supposed to be rooting for them?
Yes.
Like, I wasn't clear on like what. How am I supposed to feel as the audience member? Like, am I supposed to be rooting for this to work out?
That's what it felt like.
Okay. Second thing, we have to talk about Savannah's mother and this conversation that they have when she tells her mom, "Yeah, like I called it off with him." Her mom gets big mad.
Yeah. She can't believe it.
She's like, "What are you doing?"
Ma, you should be proud. I'd rather live alone than crawl up behind some two-timing loser like Kenneth. He's a good man, Savannah. A good man. He's just in a bad situation right now, and he's trying to get out of it.
I told you why. She does not want her to be alone like her. She said that.
She said he's a good man, Savannah.
A good man.
He's like, "Mom, he's married. Like, he has a whole family."
You can't be picky.
But so?
Yeah, you can't be picky.
You're going to end up all alone like me.
What?
And I feel
it's like a cartoon character. Like me.
Please. It's like the whole movie is just like driving this thing of just like, oh, if you're by yourself, you're going to be so miserable.
But you know what? I think a big part of that is finances. Because remember, this is this conversation after her mom lets her know that, like, I have basically like under $70 in her account to last for the rest of the month. And so she's thinking, like, if my daughter, I'm dead and gone, and my daughter is now older and she's alone, and if she has no children,
she's going to end up broke.
Who's going to send her money?
Yeah.
So I think it's not just the fact that, like, oh, he's good as far as morally. It's just that this man got money and can provide for you. So get in where you fit in, I guess. But I think what bothered me a lot about Kenneth's character is the way he would like talk about his daughter. So he kind of like explains that the daughter is not actually his because when he married his wife, she was already 5 months pregnant or something like that. I don't know. But regardless, you raise this daughter as your own and she knows you as daddy. So this is your child. And he's sometimes late to meet up with Savannah, and he'll make up excuses like, oh yeah, you know, something happened. Like my daughter had a 104-degree like fever, and my wife kept calling me, and I'm telling her like, just give her medication, it'll be fine. And he's like, well, you know, at some point I'll be free of all that, and it'll be me and you. And I'm like, you're gonna be free of your kid? Like that really got under my skin.
Love is blind,
like
baby.
the way, oh, not Love is Blind. Tyler?
Tyler and Ashley.
What a
man.
jerk.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Ashley ain't caping no more.
Wow.
So
neither is Savannah.
So that whole thing pissed me off because I'm like, if nothing else, like yes, at times he even like referred to his wife as like a bitch or whatever, and I'm like, you're gonna be okay with a man talking about his wife this way? And who's to say after you allegedly marry him, if that ever happens, he'll just find someone else to cheat on you with? Like, right. I just feel like,
and that's what she says to him when she's breaking up with him. But it's like,
you took too long to get here.
Yeah,
like the way he talks about his daughter, like that enough alone for me would be like, nah,
that's
I can't
a crazy
do this.
thing. Yeah, I feel like she doesn't. To your point, like she doesn't get the picture until she realizes like, oh, Robin got pregnant from this married man, and now she has to have an abortion. It's like, oh, now maybe I don't want to end up like Robin, but it's like to that point, she wasn't still getting it.
And also piggybacking off of what you said earlier about how they make this couple seem so romantic. It's like they have this beautiful sex scene where like the curtains are blowing in the wind and she's able to close her eyes and exhale during the sex. And the next day he's on the phone with his wife talking about, oh yeah, you know, this deal is almost through.
yeah. He did close the deal already. He closed the deal last night.
He said, I gotta come out here a couple more times before.
Yeah, I bet.
And then he's like, yeah, tell her I love her too. And before the call ends, the wife says something. He says, yeah, me too. And I'm like, he probably just told her he loves her, number one. And Savannah is patiently waiting with a tray of like breakfast that she made for this man. And I'm like, bro, you're playing house with this married man. Like, I just could not.
Yes.
Literally playing house.
But she knew he was married.
No, I get it, but it's like he's on the phone with her, and you're just smiling there, patiently waiting
for him to get off the phone. His wife
to serve him breakfast. Like, what are you doing?
He's a good man, Savannah.
It was so, like, to me, honestly, I would have respected it more if it was just sex. Because at least it's like, oh, he's good in bed. This is what we're doing.
But that's not what she wants, right? She wants a whole man.
But it's so delusional.
Yes. So let me ask you this. Is this a man-hating film?
I don't think that. Because, like I said, the women aren't good characters either.
Yes,
so
but
I think it would be.
But they are at least displayed as being good characters because they're the protagonists of the film.
But I don't think they're good characters. Like, think about this. I think the men would all be bad characters, quote unquote, if the women were cheated on. So if they were all the wives, and then they found out, like First Wives Club, the men were doing other things, I think I could definitely be more like, oh, they're talking about how these men are trash. But it's like, y'all are the ones that are the side pieces. So if anything, it's showing me that everyone is trash. I didn't see it as the men are trash. I'm seeing it as like every single one of y'all in this film, except for Gloria and the tap dancer.
The tap dancer.
It's trash.
I think that's a very objective perspective. And you're right. Like, it's a perspective I agree with. I don't know if that's what the movie's trying to tell us.
But what is? I guess we'll get to themes in a second. But
and maybe I'm showing my own bias as a man watching this movie, so that's why I wanted to ask
felt bad?
you.
No, I
didn't feel bad. I'm not any of these men.
I know, but
it definitely felt like, yo, look how trash all these men are. There's also a whole scene where they're sitting together on the couch, like they're drinking, eating cake, and basically just like talking about how awful men are. Oh, they do this, they do that, they do this, they do that.
They're not hiding. They're too damn scared to make a commitment. They were white women. They gay or married. They ugly. They behind bars. Got bad credit.
They got little dicks and can't fuck. That's what it is.
Or they got big ones and still can't fuck.
I don't know. To me, it definitely felt like a movie for single women to watch and commiserate over how awful men are.
Yeah, this is a great breakup film. This is a great he cheated on me film.
So again, I ask, is this a man-hating film? Okay, all right.
I'll say that.
I'll leave the question. I'll leave the question out. You don't even have to answer.
I'll say,
I'll leave it as a rhetorical cue.
Because, like I said, these women are trash as well. So it's hard for me to just be like, oh, like the men are terrible and these women are all upstanding citizens.
All right.
But there's one thing we didn't talk about.
Okay.
Blade.
I mean, what is there even to talk about?
Well, that whole night situation. So, like, Bernadine's at the bar. She has just finished having, like, one round, like, divorce court. And she's feeling very defeated. And she goes to the bar to have a drink, and Blade walks up next to her. And
Wesley Snipes.
Yes. Is the seat taken? And first of all, the bar's completely empty. So, like, bro, come on. He sits down directly next to her. He gets her a drink. They start talking, and he mentions the fact that his wife is dying of cancer. The first time we see him, I'm already rolling my eyes because his wedding band is front and center. We see it, and it's like, bro, come on. You're hitting on her. You're the most beautiful person in this hotel, blah, blah, blah.
He does admit very early on that he's married. Like, he's not even trying to hide it.
Right. But still, I'm rolling my eyes because I'm like, yet another married man in this film who's trying to hook up.
Yo, everybody in this movie is married.
So then they're talking, and then they go up to the hotel room, and she's like nervous. And she's like, I don't know. And she's like, this is the first time you've done this? And he's like, yes, it is. Just so you know, like, I still love my wife. And I'm like, okay. But then also it's like, the fact that she's nervous is weird because I'm like, didn't you just smash that other sports athlete like last week? But okay, cool. And they end up getting in the bed together. They don't have sex. Mm-hmm. They end up just cuddling all night because what they needed was just the warmth and touch of the opposite sex. Mm-hmm. What were your thoughts on that interaction?
You know, that kind of did make sense to me. I felt like for me, like this whole thing of like I am dealing with my wife who's dying, and she's like, I'm dealing with like this divorce that's very ugly. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna raise my kids. Like they're both kind of like dealing with a lot emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like they did both kind of just need someone to connect with and to be intimate with and to feel safe with.
Mm.
I feel like that's also happening for the other characters in this movie. They're just having sex with these men.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like she's getting the same thing that like Savannah's getting from her married man or Robin's getting from Leon, where it's really just like, I'm lonely and I'm confused and I want somebody to tell me I'm beautiful and give me some intimacy. They're just not having intercourse. But like, I don't know. To me, it did make sense because I feel like that's what she needed more than I really just want to have sex. It was like, I really just want someone to hold me and tell me it's going to be okay.
So question, did he cheat on his wife?
They didn't have sex. They didn't even kiss.
Right. They didn't.
They did hold hands and they did sleep in the same bed.
They were spooning.
I would say this. I don't know how to answer that. Because on the one hand, physically he did not cheat on his wife. However, he's definitely doing way more than a married man should be doing and probably way more than he would feel comfortable admitting. So it's like, you're doing too much. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
But you're doing way too much, actually, because the fact that you even came up to this woman's hotel room. But I don't know. I don't know if I could say he cheated.
Okay.
I don't think he did.
Okay. That's fair enough. Yeah, I mean, like you said, like it was what they both needed. Like he mentioned the fact that, you know, his wife started cancer treatments, and so obviously she has not been moved to have sex. It's been over a year. And like throughout the entire time that they interact, even later on, he ends up writing her a letter and sending it to her home. And he keeps saying like, you know, how much like that night meant to him, but like, I still love my wife. Like he kept being like, at the end of the day, like I still love my wife, but it was nice just to have that connection with you. Yeah, it's one of those like a gray area, like you know.
I just didn't see the point of why
it was there.
Like, why does this scene exist? Why does this character exist? I love Wesley Snipes as much as the next guy, but like he didn't really need to be in this movie. And then, like, they're in the hotel room talking, and he's like, oh, by the way, I know you said your husband cheated on you with this white woman. I have to tell you, my wife is also white.
Yeah.
It's like,
I didn't know why that was in there at all.
Like, why are you telling me this?
Wasn't he in Jungle Fever?
Yes, he was. And at first, I thought they were going to, like, use this as, like, some sort of justification to make it okay for him to sleep with her.
Oh, God.
But then they didn't sleep together
That would have been
so then
really
it was
gross.
also just like, why is he in the movie? And why did we have to find out that his wife was what? His dying wife.
Yeah.
It was just all very
great. It wasn't
weird
great.
and cringe. So at the end of the movie, Bernadine gets her divorce. She gets this huge settlement payout.
Mm-hmm.
Robin ends up leaving Leon and deciding to raise her child.
Mm-hmm.
Savannah dumps the married man. Hooray. And Gloria is in a relationship with Gregory Hines.
Heyo, I'm here for that.
So what is the theme of this movie? Because I feel like we've been trying to figure that out for the past hour.
Honestly, I don't even know. I don't even know. Like,
Stutters.
I don't even know, like, to be honest with you, because it's like, what did they learn? I mean, by the end of the film, the very, very end, they decide to spend New Year's together.
Mm-hmm.
Because when the film starts, they're all, you know, Savannah's getting ready to be on a blind date. Bernadine is getting ready to go out with her husband. Robin, I believe she said she was alone.
Robin is spending New Year's Eve alone because she just had another breakup.
Right.
And Gloria's staying at home while her son goes
out. Right. So, but they were all alone. They were either alone or they were with
they
men and ended up being alone anyway. But instead, they decided to come together, womanhood, friendship, and all that. And they spend it together, celebrating life and the new year with the girls. So maybe it's that, with friendships, life can be a little bit easier, and that it is better to be alone than to be, stringing yourself along with all of these unavailable men, I guess. But it's not, it's not very deep. Like, it's not.
This is not a deep film. I feel like I was overthinking the theme, and then I just was asking myself, like, what is this movie actually about? And I feel like the theme is a simple one of you can't rely on men to make you happy. Like, that's basically the whole thing. It's just like all these women are basically like trying to find their Mr. Perfect, or even just Mr. Available, or even Mr. Not even available.
Mr. Right now, yeah.
Yeah, like just a guy. And then it's like at the end, only one of the four of them has a man, but they're all happy. Or at least they're happy on New Year's Eve.
And she wasn't even looking for the man.
She was not looking at all. She was not outside.
When you're not looking, that's when love will find you.
So then it's like, I just feel like that was the whole thing. It's like, you can still be happy and you can still live a fulfilled life. You just don't need to rely on men to do it. And that's it.
Were there any quotes you wanted to pull out?
He's a good man, Savannah. He's a good man.
There were some interesting ones, like after Robin has sex with Michael, she says, "I could have had a V8."
Yeah.
which was really funny. And then the last one I want to put out real fast was when what was his name? Troy.
Troy. That whole scene is my favorite quote.
He was wearing that leather vest, and he basically gets mad at Robin after she decides not to join him for the barbecue, and he calls her "you raggedy bitch." Now, it doesn't age well, but it's also hilarious.
Nah, that whole scene is mad funny. You're not going, can I use your bathroom?
He's staggering around the place like, just watch that scene. Just watch that scene.
I was going to introduce you to my mom and my son. And she said, son?
He's 17. No, that joint's hilarious.
Here's a fruit salad for your ass.
Okay, so
listen here, you raggedy bitch.
Some quick facts. Just a couple here. So actresses Halle Berry and Robin Givens both auditioned for the role of Robin, but Forrest Whitaker decided that he wanted to use lesser known actresses since he already had Whitney Houston and Angela Bassett cast. So he didn't want to have like four huge names. So that's kind of why he did it that way. As far as the soundtrack, he decided to work with Babyface before shooting of the film had even begun. So he talked with Babyface about the direction they wanted to go because they wanted the soundtrack to make sense to the film. Although we're not sure that it did because, like you said, the soundtrack was very romantic and the girls were like having these really...
The whole tone of the movie is super romantic. It's just like, bro, what? It's like what I'm watching is not matching the tone at all.
So Babyface wrote the music to actual scenes in the film. So take that as you will. He wrote all the songs first and then decided which artists were going to perform them later on.
Yo, Babyface is a beast.
Yes. So the soundtrack was curated by him. And I mean, like, the soundtrack is just stellar. I mean, you have Whitney Houston, Toni Braxton, Aretha Franklin, Brandy, TLC, Mary J. Blige, Shaka Khan. I mean, SWV, Faith Evans,
all
Patti
the songs
LaBelle.
are bangers too.
I mean, just listen to the soundtrack. Like, it's going to give you vibes. And you already mentioned that it's based on the book. Yeah. So, rewind ratings, I suppose?
Yeah, you can go first. I feel like you're like, you took my rating.
No, I have not said that in a very long time, Joel.
Okay. All right.
To be fair. So, for this film, I honestly didn't remember a lot of it going into it. I watched it a couple times ever. And like you said, it just was kind of all over the place. The messaging was lost on me. And I think everyone was trash, not just the men. Am I going to watch this movie again? The amount of eye rolling I did watching this, I'm surprised that, I don't know. Let's say your eyes might get stuck that way if you keep going. Like, that's what I felt. Like, I was really like, this is a lot going on here. I'm not going to watch this movie again anytime soon. It's not the worst film we've watched.
No.
So I'm going to give it a 2.5.
Okay.
Was that your score, the way you chuckled?
Nah, it's mad funny. This movie is definitely very eye-rolly. I feel like I said, I feel like every time I've seen this movie, it's felt worse than the last time I saw it.
Dang.
So this being the most recent time I've seen it, this was the worst it's ever felt. Yeah, I feel like this movie's not very good. It is very stereotypical and very it reads like a cheesy book that it doesn't really build out strong characters. And then it's just like you're just watching it instead of reading it. That said, I feel like it's one of those movies that's in like the pantheon of popular black films that you just, as a black person, you just kind of have to see it.
Yeah.
Because it's
that's fair.
Certain things from this movie will just come up when you're in black spaces where like people will reference it, or you don't want to be the one who's like, I've never seen Waiting to Exhale. It's like, that's crazy. So
So just watch it.
yeah, like you just have to see it at least once. But it's like rewind value. Like, yeah, I'm not really trying to watch this movie multiple times. If anything, I'll see it again a few years from now on some just like random time just to see this movie and to crack jokes. But I'm also giving this a 2.5.
Oh, okay. Well, there you have it. 2.5 rewind rating for Waiting to Exhale. So if you want to reach out to us with your requests, you can hit us up to our email address at rewindrewatch1990s@gmail.com. Also, you can hit us up on our socials at RR90spod. We also now have a Patreon where you can get some bonus episodes as well as access to our chats. They also get to know what movie Joel and I are going to be covering prior to recording. So if you want to ask us any questions or bring up any facts, you can do so in the chat. And I think that is all the information we have for you all this week. Any final words?
He's a good man, Savannah.
All right, later.
Adios.